Okay, so welcome. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by a number of sponsors. Boy, this is just an abject failure. Tag Accounting. You're like, why, Zane? Why? I'll tell you why. Tag Accounting. Reach out to Troy Kinzer at 616-301-9516 for the best tax service, whether for your business, whether for its your personal taxes. That's what I utilize. Well, actually both. The business, which is the Eric Zane Show podcast, and our personal taxes. He's helping me through the Kevin tax debacle, the no-filter Kevin tax debacle. And you can take advantage of his expertise as well. From anywhere in the United States, 616-301-9516. Thank you to Troy Kinzer at Tag Accounting. Okay? All right. While I'm at it, my pals over at JM Synthetics, where you can buy AMSOIL products in person at Ionia Outdoors, their facility. At Ionia Outdoors, there is a display set up for JM Synthetics for anything at all, any type of lubricants you might need for your motor type things, and then some. Their website with all their products, jmsynthetics.com. You can call Jason yourself at 616-747-0233 for any of the particulars from JM Synthetics. And then, last but not least, Blue Frost IT. At your workplace, you might need a tech upgrade because your setup could be having an end-of-life experience. Do you notice that the software that you have on the computers at work just doesn't even seem to be like up to date or even supported? That means you need an upgrade. Routers, firewalls, monitors, computers, printers, hard drives, you name it. Blue Frost IT can help you navigate all of that. Starts with a complimentary consultation, and then you go from there. Blue Frost IT, send them an email. That is, I almost said emu. Email info@bluefrostit.com or just call them at 616-200-8550. It's the 26th of January, 2021. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening?
Kevin, where you been?
Yes, hello. Sean Gotti with you once again from Raleigh, North Carolina. And you know what? There's a million other things I'd rather be doing right now. But here I am, listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast. So without further ado, here he is, the one, the only, thank God, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. People are like, Zane, when are we going to hear our intros? Yeah, I know. I'd like to make you wait. I just got another one from Rick. I know. Don't worry. I'm not going to complain about not having intros. I've got 4, at least, wait a minute, 3. One from Dean, one from Rick. I think that's it. I don't know. But anyway. Number of great email intros that I will make up. Thank you so much for being here. This is a daily podcast where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Always rich on those, and on and on and on. You can check it out live each and every morning, both audio and video, on the live stream, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. That's brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. Please share it on Facebook. That's every time I park on that and browbeat you over it, say, hey, please share it. It really helps. It takes off. I'll get a number of people sharing it. And then if I kind of just mention it a little, it's 3. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I missing something on the sharing thing? Is that a big deal? Is that a huge process for you if you're enjoying the podcast to actually just press the share button? Is that shut everything down, make your car catch on fire? Is that a big deal? Because if it's asking too much, then I just won't say it. But it seems it's one day it'll be great, and then other days it's 2 people share it. It's a huge embarrassment. You have no idea how much that helps me. But you might be like, well, I don't want anybody to see what I'm watching, Zane. Okay, fine. Be that way. I'm not going to sit there and cry about it. But anyway, share it if you could. As well, on Twitter, I have a Periscope video. If you could retweet that and then put a nasty, snarky comment, quote, on the retweet, that would be fun. That is brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Thank you for enjoying the podcast on Twitter. And then on YouTube, subscribe to it. Hit the bell notification, then the thumbs up button. And YouTube brought to you by F45 in Byron Center, Michigan, where I will be. I will be working out there this week. Thursday, I'm going there. I just don't know what time yet. It'll either be 4:30 p.m. or 6 p.m. I'm going to be recording my workout, and then I'm going to make a video so you can see exactly how it works. We had so much fun making that video with Joe Martinez, installing the Remy Halo here, that we're doing it for my friends at F45 in Byron Center. And, of course, the audio podcast is found wherever you download podcasts, okay? So whatever it may be, you can just search it out. Or if you go to ericzaneshow.com, click where it says free podcast, and all of the spots are on their own little spot on my website. You just click on it and then hit subscribe, and then you're all set. If you can't figure it out, there's a problem, because I'm everywhere. And, if you're the type of person that says, I don't know internet, and I'm like, oh, God, well, I just cannot explain it to you. Zane, where have you been for years now? Whatever happened to you? Well, I've been here. This is my 510th podcast. 510 on the free. I got 510 free podcasts under my belt, and 510 today Patreon podcasts under my belt. It's a lot of podcasts. My God. And if you do start enjoying it, don't start from the beginning. Screw that. Oh, God, that'll take you years to catch up. What are you doing? Just start on the one that I'm doing right now. In fact, if you're listening and you're way behind, just jump ahead. Okay, go back later. Okay, we've got a lot of ground to cover on the show today. Wow. First of all, I got a lot of feedback on the from yesterday's podcast. I'll just cut to that right now. One thing in particular was the moment on the podcast when I was describing what happened with at the dentist, and boy, that was quite a thing. In particular, the story about when I gleeked onto the hygienist, the lady who was cleaning my teeth. Thank God she had a plastic face shield on. Every bit of that is true. If you missed it, you must go back and hear it. It's one for the ages. My God, it kind of just unfolded in its own special way. Eric writes, "You're killing me, man. Funny shit. Your hygienist swears like the NFK." Yeah, not really. I might have embellished her swearing, but still, it was fun. Thank you, Eric. And I hope that the story about the gleek, and if you don't know what a gleek is, it's when your mouth is open and somehow you ever have like a spit go flying out of your mouth. It's just like you manipulate your tongue in a certain way, and then whatever is in your mouth goes flying out. That actually happened to me while my mouth was open in this very, very vulnerable position, except my mouth was full of blood because she was doing the scrapey with the tartar action. And then it actually hit the blood spit mixture, hit the shield and ran down. It was horrible. Holy shit. My God. I had a sense that this podcast wasn't going to get off the ground today. By the way, I think we were about a 6-minute start, 6-minute late start on the show today. But when I was doing the little, it's the countdown 30 seconds. Well, there was a huge lag, and while it was counting down, but it took like a minute and a half to count down the 30 seconds. So that was really messing with my head. I was like, oh, here we go. It's the big one. This whole thing's going to blow on us. But all right. Now, as you see O'Neal right now in the video, you can, if you're just listening to the audio podcast after it's released, you see that O'Neal is wearing a sweater. The sweater has been the bane of my existence for quite some time, and I have tried to get this right, and I'm kind of right on it, but not exactly. And I think it's going to take a little bit more work to get it to be what I want it to be. But you're like, why is O'Neal wearing a sweater? Okay, stand by. We've got an update on the owner of the New England Patriots, Bob Kraft. 2 years ago, do you remember at the Super Bowl, there was a story that developed where leading up to the Super Bowl, it was revealed that Bob Kraft went into some seedy spa where these women are like sex trafficked, and he went in there, and there was a big sting operation that was going on, and there was cameras all over the place, and they got 1080p 4K images of Bob Kraft getting an HJ like to completion, really, really bad graphic, just like a big, oh yeah, oh baby, one of those deals. And he got busted. And well, now there's an update on that. There is probably the final update on that. You may remember the clip that I played of the basketball coach for Duke, Mike Krzyzewski. God, where is that? Do I still have the clip? I don't know if I do. Yeah, I do. I'll play the clip when I get to the story. Coach K, he responds after he embarrassed the shit out of that student reporter after his stupid team lost a game. We'll talk about that. For some Capitol rioters, it hasn't been hard at all to catch them. I mean, you're dealing with some of the dimmest people on the planet, and some of these FBI dudes and women, men and women, who've been trying to track these idiots down. It has been an easy thing to capture some of them, or at least figure out who is who. The impeachment process, it's a dog and pony show. My God, what a pain in the ass. This thing would be done if I was in charge. It would already be started, and it'd have a start, a middle, and an end. It'd be all over. It's huge, colossal waste of time and money. But first, as we get started today on the show, being that it is the 26th of January, it is not that it's that every 26th of January this happens, but in my neck of the woods, we got hammered with snow, like really, really fine powder. And it is, I tell you what, it's like Vail, Colorado, outside of the Eric Zane Show podcast household where I live. Snow started falling in the middle of the night, and they called school. So I've got a gang of people sleeping in the house today. Diana, Madison, The NFK is up and around. He's begun his day of TV watching, but still, we've got a pretty good amount of snow, probably about 5-6 inches of snow here. And that's just kind of like wreaking havoc, affecting people all in different parts of the country, but a lot of snow. I saw some incredible trucks flying off of the road video as on the Today Show this morning. My God, that's the thing to do, man. Get a freaking dash cam. I have got to do that. I mean, you can really go. You can get some great footage of cars flying off the road with a dash cam. My God. So that's kind of like how it's going here right now. And as I sit here in this room, you may notice, and I talked about it, that if you're watching on the video, it's okay. You can see O'Neill with a sweater on, and looks like there's something on top of the sweater. What is going on there? Well, that has been a long time coming. And as I look at it right now, you can't actually see what is supposed to be seen. And what is supposed to be seen is the logo for Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. That is on the side of the sweater. Part of the marketing for Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid has been this fantastic idea of dog sponsorship. And so, all right, I went ahead and I commissioned my friend Jen Belgraf to do this, and she worked very hard on it. And so yesterday, the sweaters were dropped off. Now, problem. The sweater that O'Neill is wearing is yarn, okay? It's not like fleece. It's a yarn type of fabric. And the logo can only be attached by the top edge. And so the sides aren't actually fixed to the actual sweater. So as he twitches away, dreaming away about bones and playing with other puppy dogs, the actual logo, you can't even see the damn thing. Okay, so now if he gets up and moves around, yeah, I guess you'll be able to see it, but it's like missed it by that much. One of those deals. So okay. But here's the good news. Good news and then more bad news. The sweater that I have for Bruce, he's saying, why isn't it on Bruce? Well, I'll explain that in a second. Is perfect. It's a fleece deal and it's attached beautifully. So if he's walking, you've got their logo is right on the side of the dog. Megan says, Irvine's does not endorse this, LOL. Well, shut up. I'm trying to help you. My God. And so on the Bruce sweater, it's all set, ready to go. So last night I put O'Neill's on and I go, well, okay, we may have to pivot on the O'Neill one. The thing is with O'Neill, he needs another new sweater, like a fleece fabric as opposed to yarn, and then this would be perfect. Okay, so we have to start over with O'Neill's, okay, because that's just not going to work. The good news is I have the logo ready to go, so I just need a new sweater, and then so I am going to get this right sometime before it's 80 degrees out. Okay, but the thing that happened with Bruce is I put it on him, and then I noticed it was really, really snug, like the type of snug that if you put on like Under Armour and it's really, really tight and the compression kind of fits on you. Okay. Hold on a second. I shouldn't be looking at the comments. Oh. No, we don't endorse dog tattoos. Ha ha. I'm all for the sweaters. Sorry. I need to stop looking at the comments. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to tell you to shut up. She says, no, we do not endorse dog tattoos. She's all for the sweaters. okay, so I put this thing on him and it's tight. And right away, he's like not happy with it at all. So then I kind of like have to pull his one dog, his front leg through and almost like barely feed it through the little armhole, you know? And then the other one is like I can, oh God, it was really, really uncomfortable for him to get it through. So then I get it on him. I go, all right, well, it's a little snug, but he'll love this. He'll love this. And then he proceeded to then start to like throw his body on the ground and was just, crawling out of his own skin. He's doing whatever he can to try to get what's on him off. And it's not coming off, obviously. He's rubbing up against the couch. He's starting to pant. He's hating it. And it's like, oh, shit. So bad. Then I go, all right, well, this isn't going to work. This is just, I'm going to have to, I reached out to Jen and I go, Jen, I got too small of a dog sweater. I got to get a different dog sweater and then we'll start over. She goes, okay, no problem. So now I'm back to square one. Shit. But then I try to take this fucking thing off of Bruce. And I go and I try to pull it off of him like when there's a hockey fight and they try to pull the jersey over the one guy. That's what I'm trying to do. But it'll only go so far. And it's not coming off. So then I'm pulling it, and I'm just pulling the whole dog. It's not moving. So I go to Diana. I go, can you hang on to his back legs? So she's holding on to the dog's back legs, and I'm holding on to the sweater and pulling it, and it's not coming off. And he's getting pissed, and he's trying to, like, bite Diana, and it's bothering him. So this is getting to be too much. It's actually starting to become so uncomfortable that I'm concerned about it hurting him. So I had to get a pair of scissors and cut it off of him. And I had to be careful not to actually cut him. But yeah, I had to destroy the sweater. So this has taken me months to get to this point. And son of a bitch, that's not going to matter because he wouldn't have worn it anyway. So I had to cut the damn thing off of him in order to, it was like trying to frickin' pull Earnhardt out of the car. And so, by the way, O'Neill's having a dream and he's actually like chirping right now. You might hear him. It's going woof, woof, woof. You probably can't because the mics won't pick it up. But all right, so now I'm fucking back to square one of the fucking dog sweater thing. And I know Megan's like, oh, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. No. Bullshit. I want to get this done. Hey, O'Neill, you waking up, buddy? You okay? Sorry about your dog sweater not having your freaking logo on it. See if I... Watch. See? It's supposed to be... Look, I even tried to tape it down with this tape. Huh? No? Oh, it's just stupid. The whole thing looks like... Son of a bitch. Oh, man. What is Nick write? Oh, Nick is doing a commercial for the big trivia contest. Patriot Nick is giving away free Tier 2 membership for Patreon for 6 months out of the kindness of his heart. It's very, very sweet of him. As we still have not yet seen one logo on O'Neill. And it says, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, head over to Zaniacs United if you're a non-Patreon member and go into the announcements and add your name to the list to play Eric Zane Show Trivia, Patriot Nick's Zoom Trivia, Patreon Tier 2 giveaway. You could win 6 months of Tier 2 where you can catch a Patreon bonus podcast and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. That is very, very kind of you, Nick. Why are you people so good to a schlep like me? What the hell did I do to deserve this awesomeness? So that's I was like, okay, well then I called up Jen. She goes, okay, just get 2 new sweaters. One, okay, first of all, the appropriate fabric. Second of all, you got to make sure they fit. And I cannot believe that I bought this sweater for Bruce and didn't try it on him before I gave it to her. My God. Idiot. Back to the drawing board on the dog sweater. Oh, well. Don't forget, if you have any emails for the show, I want you to send them along. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. That is the Shoreliners Striping inbox. You, too, could be the email of the day, brought to you by Forever Lawn, West Michigan, specializing in synthetic turf for your business, for your home, putting green, bocce green, canine grass, landscaping. If you got a tiki bar, whatever it may be, Forever Lawn, West Michigan. If you got a business I want to talk about it on the show, reach out to me, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'm always looking for new sponsorships, and that is the lifeblood of the show. Reach out, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. I can talk to you about a marketing plan that I can put you in for any budget. That's what I like to stress. Could be somebody with a very small budget or even more elaborate. I can put you in front of the most people possible with my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube population on those live streams, and, of course, the audio podcast. I've got a pretty nice fair size amount of people who take the show in, and you can feature your business on the show for a lot less than you think, okay? Thank you very much. Case in point, the Kent County Health Department reminding you anything COVID-related. You can find out more information at accesskent.com/health, accesskent.com/health. COVID testing sites, more about how to get the vaccine and where. I know it's tough right now because there's just not a lot of vaccine available, but I think that is going to change before too long. We've waited this long. Just stay safe. Check back as much as you can. You can get all the information you need at accesskent.com/health. I saw in person the new Eric Zane Show podcast cornhole boards. And boy, do they look fantastic. Thank you to Cornhole America for making those things. Rick from TC Paintball bought a set along with a set of TC Paintball boards. You can put anything on a set of cornhole boards. Your business's logo, your favorite sports team, it doesn't matter. You can put anything you want onto a set of cornhole boards. It's going to cost you, I think, $216 for a set of cornhole boards. If you go to cornholeamerica.com and then just follow along with what you need to do there, cornholeamerica.com. And if you go to cornholeamerica.com and in the search bar, you type in Eric Zane, my boards pop up, and you can check it out there. $219. I don't know if I might have said $216. You can also, if you already have a set of boards, you can get a set of wraps for your board. That'll save you some money. Custom design your own wedding boards. Some of these weddings, of course, in the warmer months, they're outside, and sometimes people will have like pictures of the bride and the groom on the cornhole boards or their initials or whatever. There's custom designs on there. Just go to their website and root around at some of the fun things you can do, things you can put onto a set of cornhole boards. Cornholeamerica.com. These are professional boards. These are, seriously, set up to the right amount of sliding so that when they hit and slide up, it's like professional. And they do it to the entire standards of the professional organizations. Actually, it says here, Cornhole America branded cornhole boards are on sale for $159 per set. So that's with the logo of Cornhole America on there, and those look great too. So you can get them as low as that. So that is a great, great price for a set of professional cornhole boards. Love that. I am terrible at cornhole. Okay. And then finally, my friends at BK Guns and Stuff, reach out to them if you need the weaponry service, 616-902-2447. BK Guns and Stuff for, let's say, refurbishing, cleaning, customization, firearms transfers. They do it all at BK Guns and Stuff. This was the clip I played for you the other day of the basketball coach for Duke University, Coach K. And boy, I felt bad for the dude he's a journalist who is writing for like the school newspaper. It isn't like some hardened, grizzled beat reporter for Duke basketball. Duke just got beat in a game or something like that. And Coach K was all bent out of shape about something. He's in a terrible mood. And the kid, I thought the question was fine. I don't know. I mean, he's new to it, and he's in a room full of reporters, whatever, on the Zoom call. And he asked a question, and the coach just blistered him. Listen to this.
Hi, Coach. I'm just curious as to what the next step forward here is for the team as you guys move into another week of basketball.
Yeah, why don't we just evaluate this game? I'm not into what our next step forward is right now. We just finished a hard-fought game. I don't know if, like, what's your major? What's your major at Duke? What's your hardest class?
My major is telling you to fuck off.
Okay. So say you just had the toughest econ test in the world, and when you walked out, somebody asked you, what's your next step? You see what I mean? You have some empathy?
No, I've not.
Just give us time to evaluate this game, and then we'll figure out, just like we always try to do.
God, what an asshole. The entitlement to just walk all over people like that. What a dick. What an absolute dick. But I think either his brain got the better of him, or somebody told him to do something, because he fixed it. I give him credit for that. Yes, you were an absolute asshole. But I think he went out of his way. In fact, the dude who was asking the question, his name is Jake Piazza. And the amount of time that it took for that to happen, and then for him to drive from Louisville back to Durham, North Carolina, by the time he got back to his apartment or whatever, the coach called him. And then he wrote an article about the entire thing. This is awesome. Jake Piazza wrote yesterday, well, my bingo card didn't have, quote, going viral on Twitter on it, but here we are. I'm sitting here writing this column as my phone continues to light up with more Twitter notifications that I've gotten in the 6 years that I've had Twitter. I'm still trying to process everything that happened this past weekend, so let's rewind. This is the best thing that's ever happened to Jake Piazza. Fellow Chronicle men's basketball beat writer Shane Smith and I decided to make the 9-hour road trip to Louisville to cover the Duke game. We rolled into town. My only concern was making sure the sport coat that I had to borrow from our sports editor didn't get wrinkled in the trunk. After waking up the next morning to the smell of the previous night's White Castle sliders, oh my God. Shane and I made our way over to the KFC Yum Center for the game. Is their arena really called the KFC Yum Center? My God. And I prepared to watch my first live sporting event since March. Fun game to cover. All the ones that come down to the wire are, and then we hustle back to the media room to join the Zoom call for the post-game press conference. I asked Matthew Hurt and Wendell Moore Jr. a question each about the crowd noise in one of the few games this season the Blue Devils have played in front of fans. And then head coach Mike Krzyzewski took the podium. I was one of an array of media members to raise my virtual hand, so I figured my chances of getting to ask my question to him were slim, but all of a sudden I heard my name called by the moderator, and I began to speak. He heard the question that he asked. Coach K's response was far from ideal, but after the press conference, I went about writing my post-game article like any other game I've covered, albeit slightly embarrassed after being roasted in a room full of my fellow reporters. Yeah, no shit. I then sat at a pizza joint with Shane, oblivious to the Twitter chatter surrounding the encounter I had with Coach K. When I did find out, I didn't know what I should do, but thankfully I remembered what I just told Krzyzewski. I'm an economics major, and this is just a good old-fashioned opportunity cost problem. I could have cowered in the shadows until a Twitter troll eventually inevitably tracked me down and presented me to the world, or I could go another route. I could spend one of the multiple tweets. I could quote one of the multiple tweets that were going viral and show that I thought my question was good in the moment, and I still do now. I do too. I thought the question was fucking fine. I cannot believe that the guy did that in the first place. I was like, wait a minute, it just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like, I mean, if you asked the question.
Hi, Coach. I'm just curious as to what the next step forward here is for the team as you guys move into another week of basketball.
Yeah, why don't we?
Yeah, Jake, thank you, buddy. You know, Okay, it's essentially all we got to do is what we've always done. Flush this and get to work. We've got a talented group of young people here, and as long as we stay together, the cohesiveness of the team will always carry us through. These guys have always done an amazing job at sticking together, and it's a long basketball season. At the end of the day, all that matters is that we're there at the end, and if we're there at the end, no one will even remember this. And the quickest way to get to that point is it all gets back to working hard, sticking together, and what we're supposed to do. It's very rare when you can win every game, but if you fall short, that just makes you stronger. That's it. I'm not here to talk about the future. Can't you have any empathy? I'm a crying bitch. Eat shit, you dumb Pollock. Anyway, dude says, I still do now think that was a good question. I agree, Jake. It was fine. Coming up with the tweet was the fun part, considering I didn't even know what emotion was running through my body. I couldn't have told you if I was upset at Coach K for roasting me. You were. Excited to see myself going viral or nervous that thousands of people were about to flood my Twitter mentions. Ultimately, I settled on saying the only thing that I was sure of. This was not exactly how I expected my first post-game question to Coach K to go. That's what he said on the post. Because he retweeted the whole thing. So he got out in front of it, which if you're Coach K, you're like, oh, fuck, this little asshole. Shit. It was entertaining to follow the tweet on our long drive back to Durham. But once I got back to my apartment building, the weekend had another surprise for me. My phone rang. Coach K calls me. The call was short, but the sincerity in his apology was genuine. And in the end, I appreciated the call. What I will remember most from this weekend, however, is the support from all the journalists, both sports and non-sports, who reached out or replied on Twitter, and I can't thank everyone enough for that. As a young journalist figuring the industry out, it was a tremendous confidence booster to see so many other people in the field encouraging me to keep asking questions, and I fully plan on doing so right after I finish studying for my econ test. Yeah, fucking Krzyzewski. The question was fine. It wasn't a bad question, whatever. Yeah, it wasn't like incredibly insightful. It isn't like he was expecting to get something like he was going to write an article about this is what Coach K will do in the weeks coming up. But sometimes in those press conferences, you get those kind of questions just to kind of get somebody's feet moving, I guess. In my very pedestrian exposure and knowledge of such things. But still, who cares, man? When you're a coach, I mean, I could see a young college player responding the way the coach did because they're not as seasoned at handling something like this. But Krzyzewski's been doing this for 100 years, and he knows he's talking to a young guy. He actually knows the kid because he knows he's a student because he asked him what his hardest class was. The fact that he addressed him like that was absolute horseshit, but it was also very good that he did apologize, so I'll give him that. I think it ends here. No need to sit there and beat him up any further. But what a dick he was. But since he apologized, that's fine too. All right. All's well that ends well. As always, as I indicated to you, I have emails of an email of the day segment brought to you by Forever Law in West Michigan. And I've got a couple. I love getting emails. I tell you what, I just don't get enough of them. Sarah says, I can pick up the sweater and get it worked out. It could go on the belly of the sweater. I guess it could. Boy, I don't know. I mean, that's, I don't, I'm not going to dismiss that. Yeah, you've got skills too. It doesn't matter to me. It takes a village, as they say. So Sarah, you're on. Sarah Rook rhymes with Duke. I will give you that sweater and maybe you can manipulate it. Okay. And if not, I can always just go back to the drawing board. My God. This damn thing. Holy crap. Thank you, Sarah. But as always, I'd like to get emails, and let's see here. This is Chris. He writes, Eric, just listening to the newest Lost Zane tapes that released today. And at around 15:30, you talked about the run walk program you've been talking about lately that you're doing with Diana. He wrote Diane. I refer to Diana as Diane from time to time. And I'm the only one that does that. It's not her name. So if you ever call her Diane, you're calling her the wrong name. That's because of me, though. It's my fault. She's like, I hate it when you call me Diane. Her name is Diana, and I'm sorry. He says, I thought that was cool that you guys are doing that. Love that you work in fitness and overall wellness into the daily discussion. There's way too many people out there that are afraid of doctors, dentists, workout regimens, etc. First step's always the toughest, but momentum either way usually has a snowball effect. And Chris is coming from experience. He knows these things. And boy, you aren't kidding, man. It does have a snowball effect. And this is what I mean by that. The run walk program today is going to be 3 minutes, 50 seconds of running, 10 seconds of jogging. We started with 30 seconds of running, 3.5 minutes of walking. And over the last nearly 2 months, we've gotten to this point. Tomorrow, it'll be continuous running. Now, for me, that's not really that big of a deal, but it worked out because I've done this many, many times, but it worked out that I wanted to ease into physical activity again after the kidney donation. So this worked out great. One of the things that my docs from UCLA said was, don't rush into anything. Everything is very conservative. So I'm like, I got this. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know more about this than you do. Shut up. I got it. So then at the same time, I brought Diana along for the ride because that allows us to hang out together, man. I'll tell you what, we have some great conversations in our little run walk thing. It's a high point of the day. So yeah, that's what's happening, and working in now. I've dove into getting back into the P90X thing, and man, it's getting there. It started out with each round of push-ups I would do. They were all like on my knees, no jokes there. You know, like not like on your toes, on your knees. It's like when you're beginning those types of push-ups. They call them girl push-ups, but that's bullshit. It's just push-ups when you can't do it from your feet. So I would just do like 10, for each set from my knees. And then week 2, I would do 1 push-up regular and then 9 from my knees. Yesterday, 2 push-ups regular, 9, and then 8 from my knees. Now, that's not all I do. I do a whole workout of push-ups, but each set has 2 regular ones followed by 8 from the knees. So we're getting there. It's all got to be gradual. Not to mention the mental health thing. I'm getting that in order with the medicine, which, son of a bitch, it is taking me forever. Oh, God. Waking up in the middle of the night now, this medicine is, as I get adjusted to it, it has a tendency to, oh, God, it's affecting me in a weird way because I keep waking up. Like, just my eyes just shoot open in the middle of the night now. And I'm like, why am I wide awake? What just happened to me? Learning curve. All learning curve. If you ever want me to help you on this run walk thing, I will absolutely do that for you. I just talked to a couple of listener Chris, and who else did I talk to about the run walk? Damn it. I just had someone else who reached out to me about the run walk thing, and it's great. And then once, who was it? I think I can remember. Oh, yes, Tyler. Yeah, you can't just jump out on the road and try to run as fast as you can. You cannot do that. And that's what these 2 dudes did. And so, and Chris got injured. Tyler did not. But I go, yeah, back it down. Start walking. Once you get the walking under your belt for a couple of weeks, then we start jogging. And it's very basic. And because especially some of my audience members, they're in the 30s or 40s. You can't just dive into it like you're 18 and try to bust out an 8-minute mile, for God's sake. You got to ease into it or you're going to get some type of overuse injury, and then you're screwed. And then you're going to get you're going to be back to square one because it's going to take a long time to recover from that. I can help you. And that I know can be backed up by one Joe Morin who emails. Eric, I was listening to the Patreon bonus podcast. I heard about the guy named Ryan that doesn't like that you have too many ads on the free podcast. Yeah, that happened. This dude, he was a troll. I I don't understand why. I mean, mind your fucking business, you asshole. Dude reaches out to me and the amount of ads kills the show. All caps. Can even try. Not even sure what he means by that. It was a typo. So he didn't even put anything into the message. He just fired something off to fucking put me in my place for some reason. It's like, fuck you, man. This is what I do for a living. This is my job. But I was a little more kind in my response to him. I wrote, yeah, it's pretty much the same amount as any podcast. Most shows have 8 to 10 minutes per podcast. So does mine. I spread them out. Some do them all at once. I usually go for 10 to 15 minutes of conversation, couple of ads, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Without those, I don't have a podcast. And it's not really killing anything. The show does great and everything seems to be working out. One more thing, after my show, I do my Patreon podcast, which is ad-free. And so then I felt bad. I felt like an idiot because he didn't respond. So then I wrote good talk. And I'm like, fucking stay in your lane. I don't have to take that shit from you. He says, I think that guy, Joe Moran says, I think that guy should suck a bag of dicks because without the ads, the free podcast would suck worse. Because then we'd have to hear more of your wrong opinions. Oh, my God. He says, on a serious note, it would be fun to hear you read mean tweets like the celebrities do on the late night shows. I love the podcast and being able to rip on you. Oh, my back. Best Kenny impersonation. I guess he likes that. Your fan and friend, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph's one of the guys who put together this studio, actually built it. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Honestly, I don't get a ton. I do not get a ton of people saying mean things to me. I think I've pretty much taken care of that when I was able to eliminate the asshole-free Reddit page. When I was able to eliminate the old Reddit page to create the new asshole-free Reddit page, which is kind of like a dead spot on Reddit anyway, the subreddit. But whatever. No big deal. I've gotten pretty accustomed to just kind of moving forward as best as I can. But whatever. If you send it along, you'll probably get read on the show. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. That's your Forever Law in West Michigan emails of the day. Thank you to Joe and thank you to Chris. Okay, this week, it's the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast again. And last week, wow, it was an absolute spectacular time, not only with the Bet on Ben game for a chance to win cash. It's not easy to do this. You got to get several matches with your bets and Ben's answers. You got to jump through a lot of hoops, but it's a lot of fun. We had a great time, and I want you to be able to check out the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. It's, of course, available on my Patreon. I do, from time to time, make a free view available for you, but check it out at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Okay. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage says you, too, can get a mortgage for an unbelievable interest rate. There has never been a better time to get a mortgage if you're looking for a home. In some cases, you can get a mortgage for less than 3%. My gosh. NMLS number 3035. Reach out to Mario at 231-332-6505. From no matter where you are in the United States, Mario can help you. Thank you to Mario. And not just people who have great credit. If your credit stinks, he can help you navigate that and help you get a mortgage. And if you can't get a mortgage, he can tell you everything you need to know to get a mortgage further down the road. All right. As I indicated, Thursday, I will be at F45 in Byron Center, Michigan, working out with the crew over there. They have had a 100% spotless record when it comes to anybody being infected. That is not a thing, has never happened at F45 in Byron Center, because when you walk in the door, you are bubbleized. You are, every place you go is sanitized. It is, anything you touch is sanitized shortly after. It is a clean place, F45 in Byron Center, Michigan, and I will show you myself when I record a video on Thursday. If you want to work out for free for 1 full week, go to f45training.com/Byron Center. f45training.com/Byron Center gets you 1 week free at F45. Okay. One more. My friend at who wants to help you get your pistol license, Steve Prince, who I believe I have an interview with today. Is that on the schedule? I believe I do. Was it Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday. Steve Prince, not only does he teach everybody everything they need to know to carry their license, get their pistol concealed license. God, I can't talk. He has a great charitable organization called Warriors Set Free. I'm going to talk with him about that tomorrow. But the upcoming classes for pistol training, Saturday, January 30, 8 a.m. Sunday, January 31, 8 a.m. So this coming weekend. And then on February 20th, you can get all the training you need to get certified. Once you pass the class, you take the certification to your county, whatever county you're in Michigan, and then you present that, and that's how you get your pistol license. The class is $125. You don't even need to own a gun. Just get there. 616-204-1705. 616-204-1705. Okay. Okay, so the Super Bowl is set. We talked about that earlier in the week. And but did you know that there was a fight that broke out during the AFC Championship game? I'm sure more than one. Have you ever been to a football game and then a fight breaks out in the stands because somebody's just acting like an asshole? I haven't been to a football game in years. The last football game that I was at was probably a Central Michigan football game like 15 years ago. But that's like a fucking high school stadium. I've never seen a football game at Ford Field. The last football game I saw, pro football game I saw, was like the frickin' Silverdome. I actually hate the idea of going to a football game in person. I'd rather watch it on TV. It's so much more enjoyable. But there was one person in attendance at the AFC Championship game in Kansas City, Missouri, who, well, probably wished he had stayed home. It's rap star Trey Songz. Tremaine Aldion Neverson was at the game with his posse, acting like an asshole. All anybody wants to do, you got to be an ass. You're an asshole if you're making enough of a nuisance when everybody is socially distanced that people call security on you. You're in a spot where there's he's got his group of people. And if you see in the video, and there is video available, I'll link it up in the comments of the podcast in the news of ericzaneshow.com. In the video, you see Trey Songz in his group of people, like 3 or 4 of them, and you see in the row in front of him where there's no one in that row, a security guard walk up and talk to the guy, and something has happened. And people are calling security saying, this guy's being an asshole. I don't know what the hell's going on. Can somebody have a talk with him? Security guard walks up, talks to him. Security guard walks away. Another security guard comes up a few minutes later, talks to him. Security guard walks away. Third security guard walks up, talks to him, walks away. Fourth security guard walks up to him, and a cop. This has gotten so bad that they said that the previous security guard said, you got to leave. This is terrible. You're making an ass out of yourself, and people are complaining. You got to go. According to Kansas City Police Department, a private security guard was called to handle the complaint from the fans that a man was not following Arrowhead fans' code of conduct or the mandates of the Kansas City, Missouri Health Department. I don't know what it was. If he was not wearing a mask, who knows? Refused to comply. So they finally said, all right, you got to leave. Refused to leave. Cops showed up. In the clip, you see the cop walk up and say, all right, man, seriously, this is it. And he says, no, I'm not leaving. So the cop then goes from the row that's unoccupied, walks down to the row where the guy is, and he walks up to him, and Trey Songz punches the cop in the face. Punches him in the face, and then you see him get the cop in the headlock. Now, I don't know. It was terrible because the cop looked like the type of cop who has no business telling anybody what to do. You ever see a cop like that who, he's like an auxiliary cop. He might be doing like traffic light duty outside of the stadium or something like that. He's got a body by fucking, Chef Gordon Ramsay. And he just looks like there's no way this guy could enforce the law at any one point ever. That's the type of cop this is. Yes, cop. Yes. And it's like, if you're a cop and you're completely physically inept, you're a liability. If you're a cop, you can't be where you can't defend yourself, because if Trey Songz had quite an easy time beating this cop up, he could very easily, somebody could have grabbed the guy's gun and then made this even worse. So if you're a cop, you got to be a badass. You can't be completely physically weak that you cannot defend yourself. Trey Songz quite easily subdued the cop. Holy shit. And you see all these fans are shooting video and they're thinking, oh, God, we got another terrible cop incident. No, we got an incident where the cop's getting his ass kicked. It was rough. Shortly thereafter, the cavalry arrived and was able to get this guy under control. They arrested the award-winning rapper. I'd never heard of the dude, but apparently he's been pretty popular. They had no Songz publicists said they had no comment on his arrest. Songz posted some pictures with the caption, "Chiefs game was lit, right?" Monday afternoon on Instagram. Kind of an ass. He had been arrested before in December 2016, charged with aggravated assault. He's done this before. He assaulted a cop and caused injury during a concert in Detroit, of all places. The cop and a photographer got hit. Songz hit him with a thrown microphone stand. The officer and the photographer that he hit actually sued the dude. Police are looking for more information, any eyewitnesses, but you got plenty of eyewitness footage. It's pretty intense, actually. Seeing the cop in the headlock with his pistol right there. I was just waiting for some dumbass to try to grab the gun. My God. All right, speaking of stupidity, I want to talk a little bit about the impeachment coming up and the Capitol riots right now. Speaking of stupidity, there is a story going around about the rioters who have flaunted their involvement in the Capitol siege on social media, and I've touched on this before. The fact that the people who marched into the Capitol, those dumbasses doing the thing, the one guy in Michigan was hitting the cop with a hockey stick. They didn't do anything to cover their identity or anything like that. And that is really, really a stupid thing to do. And then some even took it a step further and then bragged about it on social media. This article talks about it. They might have thought, like so many people, that others made blunders, like this Houston cop who denied that he went into the Capitol, agreed to let agents look at the pictures on his phone. So the police knock on the door and say, "Hey, we think we saw you in footage. We want to see your phone." And he goes, "Oh yeah, no problem." So he had deleted the photos on his phone, but he didn't do anything with the deleted folders. So the cop went to the deleted folder where there's pictures and videos, including selfies that he took inside of the Capitol. Another guy was wearing a court-ordered, this one's my favorite, another guy wearing a court-ordered GPS monitor. After a burglary conviction, he was inside the Capitol and it tracked his every movement, room by room. A retired firefighter from Long Island, New York, texted a video of himself in the Capitol Rotunda to his girlfriend's brother, saying he was, quote, at the tip of the spear. The brother is a federal agent with the state of New York's diplomatic security service. What? He turned it into he sent it to that guy? That guy turned the video over to the FBI. A lawyer for the man, Thomas Fee, said he, quote, was not part of any attempt to take over the U.S. Capitol, and that the allegation is that he merely walked through an open door into the Capitol, nothing more. Well, all right, maybe, but that's trespassing. Another man who was inside the Capitol was willing to rat out another rioter who stole House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern. Remember that guy who was waving? And emailed the video to an FBI agent, signing his own name to it. Hello, nice FBI lady, he wrote. Here are the links to the videos. Looks like Podium Guy is in one of them, less the podium. Let me know if you need anything else. In another case, a man was on a flight leaving D.C. 2 days after the riot when he kept shouting Trump 2020. They kicked him off the flight. An airport cop saw the man get off the plane, and the man was booked on another flight. 45 minutes later, the officer was watching a video on Instagram and recognized that guy in a group of rioters. So it's a cop. He sees a guy walking off the plane. He goes, oh, yeah, there's a guy who got kicked off. He's got to get on another plane. Oh, what a dummy. 45 minutes later, he's looking at a video, and the guy is wearing the same shirt as the day he stormed the Capitol. So the guy goes, holy shit, this guy doing all this crazy shit inside of the Capitol is the guy I just saw who had to get onto another plane. The cop, the airport cop, goes onto the plane and arrests the dude. Even defense attorneys that acknowledge that the evidence poses a problem for them. I'm not a magician, said an attorney for the guy seen carrying the Pelosi's lectern. I remember we actually played that clip. We've got a photograph of our client in what appears to be inside a federal building or inside the Capitol with government property, he told reporters. All right, so there's all that element of it. Zip tie guy had 15 firearms, tactical gear in his home, court documents say. I don't know if that necessarily means anything. I mean, the guns are at home. It doesn't necessarily mean that he was going to. I mean, it's weird that he had zip ties, no doubt. And he'll definitely pay for that. But concerning the frickin' impeachment, okay. Just a brief thing about this. One side says this is absolutely necessary because if we don't try to punish this, what do we punish? The other side says, all right, this is a waste of time and energy. Nothing's going to it's not going to work anyway. And all this is going to do is divide even more. I tend to agree with that more than the first part. Yeah, I hate it that it happened. And I think that there should be some accountability. But I think big picture, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how much this helps us as a country. You know, I mean, does it? For me, what should be the number one concern of everybody is everybody's mind on the same thing, and that is eliminating the pandemic. That is, to me, the number one thing. I don't think that us focusing on an impeachment for a guy who's not even in office does that. And then there's the dog and pony show of the impeachment. The whole process of the people walking the impeachment documentation or whatever the hell it is from the House of Representatives to the Senate and presenting it to them yesterday. It's so fucking over the top dramatic. And I'm like, I understand you want to stick to the protocol and the tradition, but this isn't exactly a great tradition. And does it have to be so over the top? I mean, them walking, holding it like it's the fucking sacred scripture, and then the dramatic reading of the indictment. I don't know. All in hopes to. I mean, and it's not going to do anything. There's no way that this is going to get through the Senate. If it were me, fuck all of this. This is a huge waste of time to walk all this. Just send it in an email. Put it in you don't need to have a big made for TV event. Okay, I think that all this does is further galvanize either side. Yeah, get them, and yeah, fuck you. We're gonna fight you. This doesn't do anything. This is a horrible thing. I don't think this should be happening in any way, shape, or form. Trump's gone. It's over. Let it lie. It's not gonna do anything but stay strong in everybody's mind. The division in the country. If you continue to go down this road, I think we should flush the whole damn thing and move forward without proceeding with this. And then, if you're going to have a vote, it could have all been done yesterday. You could have just had the Senate all in there, read the indictment. Okay, the evidence. Let's present the evidence. Evidence is Trump talking at the podium to all these crazy people. All right, there you go. That's the evidence. Here's the evidence. These assholes storming the Capitol. We say that Trump caused this. Does anybody agree? Vote if you think he should be impeached. A few raise their hands. Most don't. All right, we don't have enough. We don't have 2/3. Okay, we don't have 17 Republicans that are voting to impeach Trump. All right, that's it. Impeachment trial is over. We do not impeach. That's the end of it. Because that's how it's going to go anyway. But instead, they have to drag it out with all these witnesses and fucking a trial and all this other bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all a waste of time. They should stop it right now. That's just my 2 cents. Okay, I got some good news that I want to share with you. 2 great stories. You're going to love these stories, okay? But before I get to that, Valentine's Day is coming. I want to do at least one cameo, Valentine's cameo. At least one Valentine's cameo. Hire me to do the heavy lifting to talk about how much you love your significant other. I'm not kidding. I talk about how I can roast people on my cameos, and that's true. But I can also deliver the goods when it comes to a heartfelt cameo. Again, there is no one on Cameo more equipped for this than me. If you can rattle off 2 straight hours of content on most days doing a podcast, I can sure as shit rattle off 2 or 3 minutes of glowing reviews for the significant other, or in some cases, roasting them. Hell, if you want me to break up with someone, I'll do that too. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. It's going to set you back $15.99. All right. Thank you, as always, to the sponsors, Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. If you haven't yet seen the video of Joe installing the Remy Halo air scrubber into my furnace/air conditioning system, boy, it's quick and easy, man. This is an easy process. He shows up, and then before you know it, he has that thing installed. It is a light, a specific light that I swear to God, in a stack of Bibles, you don't believe me, look it up. Look at the reviews on the Remy, R-E-M-E, Halo. It bathes the air moving through your home in special light that knocks off and kills God, I'm screwing this up. Bacteria, viruses, dust, mites, dander from the pets, molds, any type of debris that's flying through the air. It kills it all. The Remy Halo. Install it with Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. That is his number. And his website is aeheatingcooling.net. Call upon Joe. He can install that thing for $650, regularly $750. Save $100 if you are a Zane Show podcast listener. Just mention me. Thank you to Joe. And then, of course, Bennett Flooring Installation, another great sponsor on the show, 616-318-0167 for Bennett Flooring Installation. If you have a job that needs to be done, and if you're like me, I usually do the ripping up of the flooring myself, and then they come in and finish the job. I don't trust myself to have the expertise to get that done. So they come in, measure, give you an estimate of how much it's going to cost to install that stuff, whatever it may be. Vinyl plank flooring, hardwood, carpeting, you name it. They do it all at Bennett Flooring Installation. Save yourself some time and money and get the job done right with Bennett Flooring Installation. 616-318-0167. All right. Okay. Now, The good news. This is what I was telling you. First of all, I want to play this clip. This is awesome. Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue, which, by the way, does this sound different? My daughter, Madison, loves the band Motley Crue. She's only 18. We talked about this. And that horrible incident where she talked about she saw the movie The Dirt, and then Pellerito made me watch the first 2 minutes of that stupid show, that movie documentary. Oh, my God. On a Cameo where there was something horrible that happened. I hate the idea that my daughter saw that. Well, she loves them. You know, I mean, seriously, you walk by this, she put her makeup on, and I'm hearing freaking Looks That Kill by Motley Crue. I was like, this is unbelievable. The other day, I sat her down and played some Led Zeppelin for her. Like, just I sat down, I go, well, here's some other music I like. And I played song 1 of Led Zeppelin 1, which is Good Times, Bad Times. And she's like, well, this is so great. I go, yeah. And she goes, I didn't know music could sound like this. So she had like this awakening to the superior sound of vintage classic rock. And she goes, my God, I didn't even know music could sound like this. I go, yeah, that's 4 people doing that. She goes, it is? Oh man, aren't they playing like just beats? I go, no. That's not how they make music, or that's not how music was made. In fact, it isn't made like that. You just happen to listen, or you used to listen to shitty music. Music, when it's made appropriately, is arranged, and this is what you get. I go, and these guys, when they made this song, were like 20 years old. She's like, oh my God, it's incredible. I love this stuff. So I've exposed my daughter to classic rock, and now she's walking through the house now with like a Hendrix t-shirt. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I wish I had done this with my other kids. Expose your kids. Actually sit them down and give them that, hey, what do you think about this? And play it for them. See if they like it. So anyway, she goes, oh man, I just love Motley Crue. And I said, you're saying it wrong. She goes, what do you mean? I go, it's not pronounced Motley Crue. And she goes, well, what's it called? I go, it's called Motley Crue. She goes, that's what I said. I go, no, you didn't. She said, yeah, I did. I said, you said Motley Crue. And I said, Motley Crue. She goes, it's identical. I go, no, you're emphasizing Motley. You're like saying it way too emphatically. It's subtle, but it's there. You can hear that, right? Motley Crue is different than Motley Crue, which is how she's saying it. She goes, no, I'm saying it the same way. I go, no. I go, if you still want to say it right, you can't yell out the word Motley. You can't say Motley Crue. You got to say it Motley Crue, like that. And she goes, I don't know, Dad. I go, whatever. But anyway, it comes up because Tommy Lee and Pam had a kid named Brandon. This is, he was a baby at about the time when Tommy was honking the boat horn with this big fat pecker in that homemade sex tape that they made. Remember that? God, I hope Madison doesn't watch that one either. That'd be terrible. But Brandon Lee, he was at his house somewhere in California, and he goes walking into the kitchen, and there's some guy in there trying to rob him. See if I can get the details on this story. Some guy broke into the home of Brandon Lee. He chased him out with a golf club. And then Brandon, while he's chasing him out with the golf club, grabs his cell phone and starts recording the exchange. The guy was looking to rob the place, or I guess he thought no one was there, but Brandon Lee was there. Brandon goes chase him out with the golf club. In the clip, and I'll link it up, you can see the fucking 5-iron that he's going to hit the guy with. This is how it sounded.
Man, if you ever come into my fucking house again, I'm going to beat your fucking skull in.
Thanks.
What's wrong with you?
I'm leaving.
Get the fuck out of here.
I thought it, dude.
You fucking just walk into my front door. You don't even know who the fuck I am.
Dude, I thought you were the lawyer that I know.
Who the fuck? Do I look like a fucking lawyer? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm leaving.
Get out.
Dude.
Out of here, dude. Don't fucking say anything.
Okay? I thought the lawyer was still there.
He was there a year ago.
You're going to be a boat horn, and this golf club's going to be my dad's dick. Get the fuck
Man,
out.
I'm out of
If
here.
you ever come
Dude,
into my
I'm trying to
fucking
be
house
nice.
again, I'm gonna beat your fucking skull in.
Thanks.
What's
I'm
wrong
leaving.
with you?
I'm leaving.
Get the
I'm-
fuck out of here.
I thought it, dude.
You fucking just walk into my
you
front door. You don't even know who the fuck I am.
Dude, I thought you were the lawyer that I know.
Lawyer.
Who the fuck? Do I look like a fucking lawyer? Get the fuck out of here.
Did you buy it?
What the
I'm
fuck is
leaving.
wrong with
I'm
you?
leaving. I'm leaving.
Get out.
Shit. Oh, that is so great.
Out of here, dude.
I
Don't
have
fucking
built the
say
house,
anything.
okay? I thought the lawyer was still there.
Oh, that's
He was there a year
awesome.
ago.
That is awesome. What the fuck does Brandon Lee do for a living, man? Holy shit, that is so cool. Okay, and then I got this cleaning lady in New York. She lost her job during COVID, and she had to move in with her sister after working at this same upscale apartment building for 20 years. But everybody who lives at this apartment building in New York really likes her. And so they know that she's been like hurting. And so she has a bunch of little ones in her family. And so what they did, all these rich bastards in the apartment decided that they would pool their money together and make it so that she could move into the top floor penthouse, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, really nice place, and live there rent-free, no strings attached for 2 years. 2 years, which is awesome. That gives her more than enough time to kind of regroup, reset. You know, this is one of those things where somebody like, you know, this is like the type of thing, old school holiday break-in type of momentum builder. It's like, oh, God, I can breathe again. Holy shit, people love me. And then you take the next step and whatever. Turn your whole life around. You never know, man, from the kindness of strangers. So in the video, she has no idea what's happening. And she's on an elevator with her cleaning bucket, and she thinks she's going to clean this damn apartment, okay? Now, in the apartment, you can see, or I'm sorry, in the elevator, someone's shooting video, but she doesn't know she's being filmed. And in the video, there's someone holding like little index cards, and it's the description of what's about to happen is written on these cards while she's in the elevator, and someone's like going through the cards so you can read the text of she's about to find out, you know, and so you see all that. The doors of the elevator open. Some dude who's said, yeah, okay, he's like works for the apartment and a building. He says, yeah, so this is it, so and so. Yeah, we're gonna need you to clean this. She goes, okay, oh boy, it's been really nicely refurbished. So you guys did a great job in here. And they're like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a great place for someone to live. She has no idea. And then finally, it's the big reveal. Okay, and this poor lady, she got a little bucket and her little yellow gloves hanging off the side and the white towel, her bleach. All she's gonna do is think she's gonna clean it. And then they reveal it to her that this is her place now. Holy shit, check this out.
You're very well loved here, and I know it's been a tough year for you and your family, and there's probably been a lot of financial hardships and things like that. And I think you've really made an impact on the people here in the building, and they just wanted to give something back to you. So I have here a little contract for a 2-year lease on this unit that some of your fans here in the building got together, and they're taking care of it. All you have to do is sign and take the keys, and this unit is yours for the next 2 years. Yes, really appreciate everything you've done. And it's your apartment. It's all yours. It's all yours. You're gonna have to hire a cleaning person.
Wow. That is awesome. Fantastic, man. Oh, it was a great clip. If you want to see it, actually see the video, I'll link it up in the show notes, and it'll be in the news. You'll probably see it on social media too. Speaking of charity, I had talked to you about how I want to establish a charitable thing where we can do the great food giveaway and then some and even more things. I guess it's all set. And because if you remember the great food giveaway, all we did basically is we just had you throw money at a Venmo account, and then I took the money, bought all the food, and then off we went. And that way it worked fine. But we need something a little bit more like an actual charity. And Zaniac Nick, he's got skills, and he writes, I've been working on getting your stuff together, Eric. The first step is we must register your charity in the state of Michigan. Very easy to do. After that, we can register it with the IRS as a 501c3 organization. This way, when people donate, it can be written off for them. It helps avoid tax implications, but we will get to that later on. First step is the state of Michigan. He's given me a actual step-by-step as to what to do. And it's like, okay, I gotta unpack this. So Nick, just if you're listening to this at some point, know that it is moving to the front burner. Thank you very much. That has to be a front burner thing. And the book, I'm still working on the book for the Eric Zane Show. Great kidney giveaway. All things that, my God, just so much to do. It's been a while on the Shoreliner Striping inbox since I have heard from, hey, Eric, it's me, Saul. Saul writes, hey, Eric, my mom's looking for some work, and she can do voiceover work upon request. If you would appreciate her services, let me know, and I'll give you her info. I hope you and the family are doing well, and I look forward to seeing you, well, figuratively, and everybody else in person once this is finally over. Take care, Saul. Saul, thank you. Love you. Yes, I always need new voices. My God. All right. You won't believe it, but you probably will believe it. I got to fire up the snowplow. It is time to move the snow. And that's going to do it. A rather short version of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I do have Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. Dale is going to play John. Still, Kevin is AWOL. I don't know what happened to him last week. That will happen at 10:30 Eastern Time. Hey, Zane, I'm ready. So look forward to that on Patreon. Thanks for being part of the podcast, folks. Love you very much. Till next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.